Ziggity Zig talking his way out of silver game number 40 something. So get ready for some fail because this is what happens when I play on a different machine. So I get home, I've got my laptop out, and I think, okay, I'm gonna ladder a little bit because that's what I should do instead of pissing around, which I usually do. The laptop is sort of the pissing around machine, so I do lots of other things. I sort of practice some League of Legends because that's all Wookiee's fault, and I hate him for it. Or sometimes I just play some Minecraft, or sometimes I just sort of check out some things on browsers. I wander around in subreddit for Walking Dead for a million years, and anything but laddering, basically. So I decided last night, definitely need to get some laddering done. So I play one game. And in the first game, I'm sitting here at my Nexus and I think, okay, well, I'll just go down to, I'll just, yeah, why isn't, all right, there's no thumb click on my mouse, so I couldn't quickly move around, and I not realized how much I'd started relying on that as opposed to the push, the edge push. In fact, I should really disable it because now that I'm using a lot more sort of point clicks like this, and I'm using my thumb drag, which is really cool, and I do really like doing that. So this game just I felt went so poorly, and it wasn't that stopped me from playing well. It's just initially, just that initial kind of a oh no, I can't do this type of thing made it really difficult for me to concentrate. So I started slipping a lot. However, what I want to focus on here are things like scouting. So I moved, this is Cloud Kingdom. So to expect the early expansion, I moved my first probe just over here. Let's just make sure, yeah, I am ahead in probes, so that's pretty cool. So my economy should be slightly, oh no, wait a minute, that's the other way around. Oh, I'm in blue, I'm behind, sour. I didn't realize that, but that's cool. Oh, that's because, here we go. So, what I did here, look at this. Assimilator at 250. Okay. Gateway, here I come. Yay, this is cool. I have lots of money. Excellent. Let's get my... And I had a hard time getting that in the right spot. As you can see down here, my probe is now aware of the fact that there is an expansion going on. There's a little bit of an attack going on up here, but I did get another pylon, and my cybernetics core is on the way. But if you notice anything over here, I'm just gonna highlight an area. You tell me what's going wrong. If you know, if anything at all is going wrong from 250, or was it 240? Anyway, a minute ago game time. Cybernetics core almost done. Almost got done. Cybernetics core almost done. Look at how much gas I've got. All set to begin. Come on, start warp gate. Can you start warp gate? No, you can't. You know why? Because you forgot to put probes in the assimilator. So, oh, how late is this going to be? So I decide, all right, plan B. I just need to get some more units, so I need to get another gateway down. Ba-bam, there it is. In fact, I could probably get another gateway down, but apparently I choose not to. Boy, should I have ever got another gateway down there. Meanwhile, back in supply on the work account, still doing okay. Now, it does seem like my opponent, oh, frig, BroPot. Glad we made a big deal out of that. Oh, for some reason I've forgotten to mention my word of the adversary by the name of BroPot. Anyway, so BroPot. It's mostly doing a macro style, where as far as army supply, very little going on there. I do have the supply advantage, but here is where we sort of learn that if I don't attack early on, I am the screwed. So I continue sort of making, yeah, I am pretty well done there. I've got another assimilator on the way, which is cool. I got my third gate. Nowhere near have enough gas to get down my robotics facility, so I really should have done some sort of 4-gate or 5-gate expand, or just kind of 3-gate expand. Really, probably would have done quite well. This is when I noticed my guy down here, and the two of them started hanging out together. So I chased him off, and then I thought, oh wait, you know what? I could probably win this war, and I maybe could have. I don't know, but eventually BroPot runs his drone away. That's all cool and fine. Now, meantime, I know that he's got an expansion, that's about it. I assume there's a spawning pool by now, but I really don't know anything else that's going on at the moment. There is a... it's turning into lair. So finally, I get my robotics facility down. Everything just feels so incredibly late. However, I am okay as far as army supply. Worker supply, I'm way behind. BroPot made a huge drone push just there, just building a whole lot of drones. So I moved my army down. I put my nexus in the wrong spot, so I had to try it again. Meantime, I'm pretty proud and happy about this, moving a pylon down just there. But the problem is, since I was so behind in gas, I didn't get a chance to make all that many sentries. So I really should have kind of... I can warp in a sentry right about now if I could, but I don't know. Yeah, let's have a sentry. I think I'd remember and think to get one, because I was really worried at this point. I thought, if he runs in, I have nothing to stop him, so I need to get some more sentries. There we go. 2 in really quick. And then just another zealot at the front, because I'm still on 3 gates, and I think I'm worried about that slightly, so I almost get ready to do something about it. Now, as far as army supply, I could just go in and wipe the floor with them. And that's effectively what does sort of happen eventually, because here we go with 2 more gates on their way. I actually thought I was doing kind of well right now. Let's have a quick look at the EPM. My EPM is ridiculous only because I'm on the laptop. Oh, goodness, hang on. I'm going to clear my throat and have a drink. I don't have anything to drink. I had to mute for a second there. Oh, there we go. I'm going to open up the day-old Pepsi. That's much better. Zergling takes out my forward probe, which I hadn't really noticed. So now, here comes an observer. Finally I can get some views out. But the issue here is that I think one of the things that I missed... I'm going to have a look at this, but there's the worker supply, and I am still quite a bit behind right now. Look at that income. So yeah, I am way behind in macro at the moment. However, my army supply I'm pretty pleased with, but I just didn't do anything with it. So here comes my observer, and what do I see? I don't see any army whatsoever. There's an overseer cocoon, so he does see something there. What did I see there? Not entirely sure what's being built in that particular spot. So I think, okay, if there's no army, there must be many bases, right? No base down there. Where did I not check? Didn't check down here. Well done, me. However, I did come back into the base and have a quick peek. Yeah, there we go, I'm building an immortal, but you see the spire is something that I eventually get around to seeing. I'd like to think... Oh, it's a macro hatch, cool. I'd like to think that I did something about it, and there's the spire that I finally noticed, and I think, aha, spire, okay, so... The fun thing there is immortals are not going to be much good to me, and I should really move out, but then, just as I was about to move out... Was this the time when I moved out and then thought better of it? Oh no, I was thinking about moving out earlier, when I first saw, but then I chose not to. So here comes a large contingency right there. But look at the gas and money that is going on up there. And now, I do manage to do pretty well here. The unit's lost. But the problem is that this does not last because he comes in with all of his drones. This was a really good maneuver just here. Up to the 132 EPM. I'm only at 48 at the moment, just trying to figure out what to do here. I'm not getting any more force fields out, and I really... I did not have any force fields at the moment. Because force fields would have won this for me, but I did not quite have the energy. That was the issue there, and yet again, I was not building anything. Here comes another 20 Zerglings on their way to just clean me up, and I didn't have a forward pylon. Here's 2 little Zerglings just here at the side, and I just was not doing any micro, wasn't handling this all this well, and here comes 2 spine crawls at the same time. So I was up against a pretty decent opponent here, with as far as EPM and control and different things like that. So these units are going to come back up and put a little hole there. But now, as you can see, I'm getting up into Facebook money, and that's just not going all that well. So I do manage to take these out. The problem is these spine crawlers. So I now need to worry about what's going on here. And this is when I notice that, oh, wait a minute, there's some stuff going down that way. And here come the Mutalisks, and I think, aha, now I'm in trouble. Because I haven't been doing anything. I'm all out of units, so I focus primarily on Stalkers at this point, which kind of sucks because I don't really know what else to do. I did try to get down to Twilight Council, I think, eventually. A Twilight Council and a Forge, because I have no upgrades at all right now. There's 0-0 going on for BroPot, no Evo Chamber, no nothing like that, but it does take out this forward army right here. Here comes a probe, which I can't even tell you what this probe is supposed to be doing. Finally getting my forward pylon at 1350. Woo doggies. So that's going really well right there. But not quite enough, because the Mutiling worker supply is pretty much even. So yeah, okay, we're effectively on the same income level. I have a ridiculous amount of money. The problem there is that I have oversaturated into Stalkers. There's my Twilight Council, there's another gateway, so I am kind of keeping up as far as production wise, but I'm just not quite keeping everything low. Meantime, the reason I'm not doing all that well and not getting skyrocketing resources is because I am not utilizing my I'm not making enough probes is the problem there. So here comes all these Mutalisks, and here's where we're going to lose some units just there. Brings in the Zerglings at the same time, so I don't notice what's going on. Man, when I get hit by doubles, actually, wow, look at that. I was doing a little bit of work right there. So these guys get kind of lost, so I decide to warp in as many as I can, and I think I can only afford like 3. But for some reason, that scares off, oh, I don't know, 11 Mutalisks? That just doesn't seem quite right. So I'd still have just the one observer, I think, is on its way back, tucking tail between legs. Don't know why these Mutalisks didn't just finish me off, but I suppose it's because he's waiting for a slightly larger ground army. There's the units lost tab. I can't seem to get rid of this tickle. I do apologize to all one of you that gives a crap about that. Look at those harvesters. That is not cool. Ooh, units killed, workers killed. So we have both killed a fair amount of workers, but the issue there is that I've been brought down, crumbling to my knees. I'm not quite making any of the workers that I need to have right now. I do not have the army size. I am so far behind right now. That just absolutely crippled me, and I wasn't doing what I should have been doing. Now, with a heavy Mutalisk army, hopefully, I'm basically hoping that these Stalkers are going to try to, I don't know, magically win it for me. I still wasn't quite at the point where I could research Blink. That was the whole point with the Twilight Council, by the way. And the point with the Forge was to start working on some upgrades. Now, the fun thing there is I think, no upgrades over there either, but the Baneling Nest, Infestors, a well-founded army. This guy is quite good. I got a 64 average EPM. This guy was in top 25 silver, and he was slightly favored, so this was the bad thing here, is that this guy is hopefully on his way up, and he'll get out of my league, but I try to sneak around the back because I figure he's not coming in the front way. Let's see how we do here with the units lost. So resources lost. Units lost, I'm way ahead, but that's because it's just going to throw away units, but here I am coming down here now. I do try to do something about this. Not near enough sentries because I just was not mining enough gas at all. This army pretty much gets the floor wiped. 56, 27, 25. Did take him down a little bit, but it was just such an excellent unit composition. These Mutalisks took out the ground army. The Stalkers were not quite heavy enough because they could not contain those Zerglings or the Infestors with the infested Marines. Finishing off at 25 EPM, and I did just feel a little bit off because I was playing on kind of what I felt like was the wrong machine. Couldn't move myself around with my thumb mouse. I like to blame that, but at the same token, I did a few things wrong. I was not making enough money. I wasn't spending my money. I wasn't kind of building units fast enough. As always, the replay is contained down below, so if you want to find out anything more about this or have a look, give me any kind of suggestions. This is the kind of game that I'd like some suggestions on, despite the fact that I just didn't feel like I was quite fast enough for doing any multitasking. So, leave me a comment down below, send me an email, ziggitygmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at ZiggyStarCraft. Stay tuned.